Right, buddy, in this video we'll be looking at Marcus Rashford and the truth of why him and Garnacho really were left out of the squad against Manchester City. This isn't a good look for Marcus Rashford to be going into it, delving deep. Obviously, he will be out of the Liverpool game. Again, Amorim confirmed in his press conference. But let's get straight into it. Listen, after the match against Everton on December 1st, Ruben Amorim learned that Marcus Rashford had gone out in Manchester on the evening of Friday, November 29th. Less than 24 hours before. Amorim does not want his players to come off so close to games and asked Rashford about it. He assured him he had been misinformed about the late exit. In the final training session before Manchester City, he gave a lacklustre performance according to many sources, he of whom said he looked tired. There were rumours that he had been out the day before, with those close to the player categorically deny. Listen, Rashford he's not helping himself at the minute. Nights out, listen, a player's allowed to have their social life, like, you can't really disagree with that, but you look at what's happened, or what I've read about Sir Alex Ferguson. He would have like a tab on every bar, making sure which players are going there. I mean, you can't, as a professional player, yes, you can enjoy your life, but 48 hours before, what was it, Amorim's like first league game at home, you want to make a good impression. And I think there has been loads of issues before about Rashford's social life and what he kind of does off the pitch, affecting the way that he plays. Listen, Rashford is a player who is over for him at Manchester United, really, and all the stories that are coming out now are kind of post what's been going on in the last few weeks, really. And on Rashford, you just gotta cut ties at this point. He's not acting like a professional, and that people are going to deny it. I mean, I remember last time, was it before a big game as well? He was in Belfast and pictures were released. So if he denies it, it probably did happen. But ultimately, it's just time to part ways with Rashford. I think the best thing to do for Manchester United is to get rid of Marcus Rashford. As I said, the sentimental and the fact that he's an academy player, come through all stages, doesn't really help him in this sort of favour, because he just simply hasn't done enough. And listen, if he was partying, listen, a player can have their life. But for me, if I'm a player, you got a big game, you want to try and impress a new manager, you ultimately wouldn't be go out partying before, because it's not a good look if you do get caught. And ultimately, it doesn't make sense to do that. You're a professional player. Obviously, as I said, players want to enjoy their life, and in like different ages, things would happen. But it's certainly very interesting. On Garnacho, I got it here. It said Alejandro Garnacho appeared to turn his back on Ruben Amorim and walk away while the United boss was giving him instructions on the touchline before he came on against Victoria Pilsen in the Europa League 3 days before the Manchester derby, where he was dropped. Representatives for the 20-year-old player denied that he was being disrespectful and put it down to a misunderstanding. Listen, the thing about Garnacho is always been reported that it's an attitude issue. That's always been in kind of the press. I think Ten Hag even said it, and some of the players that were at United at the time, we're talking about Garnacho's attitude, and that is the biggest thing. He probably still has got that now. Listen, he's got confidence, but sometimes he does look over arrogant and a bit cocky, and that ultimately probably what's happened there, and why Amorim has kind of taken him out. I mean, you can't be disrespectful, and it's just like attitude. Like, you're playing for Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs. He was one of our best players probably last season. He started off the season okay. Like, why not? Just the attitude again, and it's these players that, because it's just the money, the hype, everything around them, they do kind of get overexcited, and ultimately I think that's what did happen with Garnacho. Listen, I think he still needs to be matured. He is still a young player. He needs to learn a lot. He's 20, I think he is now. So you still got to be able to learn him, nurture him to kind of be that role model what he is. So many fans idolise him. But ultimately, if he's doing things like that, his attitude is an issue. Walking away from the manager is just not a good look. Obviously, it could have been a misunderstanding, but it's not the first time you've heard about attitude issues with Alejandro Garnacho at Manchester United. I think it is. Doesn't look good on the player, doesn't look good for the club. And ultimately, it's not what you want. Ultimately, you want to be that role model. You want to be someone who's doing that. And I think with Garnacho, the biggest issue is his attitude. As I said, he might be a technical player, but if he can fix that attitude, we definitely will have a very, very good player in there. But listen, let me know your thoughts. That has been me talking about Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. It kind of has been revealed from two separate sources. The Rashford one came out from Laurie Whitwell of The Athletic, and the Garnacho one came out from Chris Wheeler in the Daily Mail. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. That's been another video. Stay tuned. All the content out for the Liverpool game is coming. The preview is already out. 5 things to expect coming shortly. So thank you for watching. Peace.